I'm Amanda Tennant with amandascorner.com. Today I'm going to show you some of my favorite stretches and flexibility exercises that I like to do on the Pilates reformer with feet in the loops. So we're going to begin by laying down. I have one heavy spring attached. As you use more resistance with this, you will get pulled into deeper stretches. So if your goal is really just to get on the reformer and stretch out, then you might want to go with a fairly heavy setting. So we're going to press up and out into our frog here. We're going to exhale up and out. We're going to begin with an exercise called coordination stretches. So coordination stretches, there's two variations. I'm going to begin by bending my left knee like I'm coming into a squat while the right leg straddles out to the wall. So this is why it's called coordination stretches. These are a little bit tricky. It's very difficult to stay perfectly centered through your pelvis and in a neutral, but I have clients do the best that they can. And if they end up coming into a posterior pelvic tilt, or they've got one hip bone rising up higher to the ceiling than the other, then I just have them make sure that their tummy is drawn in nice and tightly. So typically, people come into this exercise with their ankle and foot closer to midline than their knee. That's fine, it's a different exercise. Or maybe they have it out further. But I really like for them to try to line it up nice and straight so that like your tibia bone, so that you're coming from the ankle to the knee, it's just a nice straight line. It's a different stretch, and it's as if this bent knee is coming into a squat and the straight leg's coming into a straddle. To get out of this safely, I have them power through this the bent foot a bit more. So you're going to exhale and press back out onto the diagonal with straight legs. So that's the strengthening component. And then we reverse. So now I have my right leg coming down and in. Again, this lower part of my leg is nice and straight and lined up. It's amazing how many people have a hard time doing that. I have to adjust people all the time. So just keep an eye out for that. It will give you a different stretch. The more you have this straight leg externally rotated, that is also going to change your stretch. So you can come into these and hold them as I just did. You can also use this as a coordination exercise where you exhale out and inhale down and in. Exhale out, inhale down and in. You have to turn on your brain for that one. Okay, we're going to reverse this now. So I'm going to have the left leg invert. So I'm internally rotating at the hip. The right leg continues to straddle open to the wall. So my left foot, I deepen the stretch in two different directions as the left foot drops down to the ground as well as being pulled in towards my head. So some clients are flexible enough they can reach down and even grab their ankle or foot, and they might want to assist and pull in. It's not usually necessary, but if you have somebody really open, then they may enjoy doing that. This one is a bit trickier to come in and out of. You have to twist this left leg and exhale back onto the diagonal. And then we switch. We drop down and in with the right foot. So as I'm doing this, I'm getting this nice inner thigh and groin stretch on the straight leg, so opening up the adductors. And then on my inverted leg, likely your client is going to get an opening through the hip flexor, the iliopsoas, or coming down the top of the thigh, down through the quadriceps. They may even get it back into their hip, just depending how tight they are and where they feel this. And then we'll exhale up and out. And then, of course, again, you can do that nice and slow and hold it, or you can inhale in and exhale out and make this a bit more of a coordination and strengthening exercise. So coordination stretches is one that I really love to do. I especially love the inverted version for people that do a lot of sitting. It helps to open up those areas. It's often tight, it's often a tough one for people to do. I like to come up and come into a straddle. Well, I always do some hamstring stretches, so by keeping the body nice and neutral here. So I like to do hamstring stretches in all positions. So I might do it from the Pilates stance that I'm in now. I might do it from a wide turnout like a ballerina. I might do these in parallel with soft, relaxed toes. I might also do these pigeon-toed with my big toes together. So I do those keeping the pelvis neutral, but then I also might do them where I get pulled and lifted into a shoulder stand. I don't generally encourage or allow brand new clients to do this because it takes a while before they can get that concept of maintaining neutral. So I like to make sure they're really confident and good with that before allowing them to roll up like this. The other stretches I love to finish the series with is to open into a straddle stretch. So from here, I don't really care through these stretches if people are neutral or not, but I do want them engaging their belly. And I like for them to play with their stretches because they might get a different stretch, whether they have the pelvis pointing open and down like this, or whether it's closed off and the legs lift a little bit more. They're gonna have a variety of stretches at all those angles. Sometimes I like to take them through the whole spectrum and allow them to experience that. From here, I like to have clients come into a wide squat. So again, if I have a posterior pelvic tilt and my low back is flat, then this might look more like a happy baby pose in yoga. If I come into a neutral or an anterior pelvic tilt, then my feet are going to be facing more forward, and it's just a different stretch. It's not that one is better, one is right. It's just whatever feels good, and that might change from workout to workout. So always, be safe, but feel free to play around with it. The beauty of the reformer is how it's constantly pulling you deeper into stretches, so you should take advantage of that. You can get a lot deeper into your stretches than you might be able to just on the floor or with a yoga strap. So from here, I like to come into an upright butterfly. Gluing the soles of the feet together, you allow the knees to open up and away. To deepen this, you can grab your straps and gently pull them in towards your head. As you do that, you'll get a little bit deeper into your stretch. This might come into the inner thigh and groin. It can even come into the outer hips, depending on where you're tightest. So again, I'm usually such a stickler on neutral, but I'm not so much with the stretches unless somebody is not getting much of a stretch. If they're really open and they don't feel much, then I like for them to glue their pubic bone down, their tailbone and pubic bone heading down towards the mat, find neutral, and then pull in. And that often helps them to get a stretch if they're not able to get one before. So from butterfly, I either allow people to stay here or progress this by dropping their butterfly off of the carriage. So if you're in a tight butterfly, people are going to smack right here and get blocked. So have them open it up so they can really dip down, arch the back away, keep the tummy tight. And I love to let people open up the arms here. This is a beautiful place to end a long series that you've been working on with your feet in the loops. It's just a very relaxing and rejuvenating position. Clients often like to spend a good 30 to 60 seconds here. They close their eyes and take a few deep breaths. It's just really a great place to rest and to open up before we move on. The last stretch that I love to do with my feet in the loops is like making a big diamond. And again, I don't stay neutral, I just let it pull me. So I have quite a bit of softness in the knees. I've got a good turnout. It's almost like my legs are floppy here. I really let them go and let them be loose. And I'm not getting much at the moment because I just did all those other stretches, but I tend to really be tight through my lateral hamstrings down by the knees, but you could get this anywhere along the leg or even up into the hips and the rear. So if somebody spends a lot of time turned out and they've got some tightness through the lateral lines of the body, you might even get some release if you are somebody that has really tight TFLs and IT bands or IT band friction syndrome, something like that going on, then this might be a good thing to try and see if you get a little bit of relief and release with it. And that's it. So there are tons and tons and tons of stretches that you can do on the reformer. The reformer is really such a fabulous piece of apparatus for opening the body because you can get stretches through a whole spectrum of angles and positions, and it'll just keep pulling you as long as you allow it to, and kind of find that place where you can just be really peaceful and let go in your body and let it open you up. Having said that, you always want to take care that you're not getting pulled into a position of pain or overstretching where you hurt yourself. You can always back out of a stretch if you need to, or soften the pose. So it is really such a great thing, and I always like to mix in some stretches with workouts, but sometimes people come in, you can see it on their face, they just need to stretch. They need the lights turned down, they need soft music on, and they need to open up and relax their body. And the reformer is a great tool for doing that. So that's just a sample of some of my favorites. I do most of those when I'm on the reformer. I like to give them to my clients, and they just feel fabulous, really feel good. If you have any questions, you can feel free to email me at Amanda's Corner, it's CORENER, @charter.net. Thank you. Bye.